My brothers and sisters, there are times you beg Allah for a clear sign, a voice, a dream, a miracle. But what if I told you, He's already been guiding you, just not with words. The delay you're questioning, the heartbreak that broke you, the feeling that something's pulling you away from what you wanted, that might be the answer. Allah doesn't always guide with noise. Sometimes He guides in complete silence. And if you're watching this today, maybe it's because He wants you to finally see what He's been showing you all along. When silence feels like abandonment, but it's not. My beloved brothers and sisters, sometimes you reach a point in life where you don't even know what to ask for anymore. You don't want money. You don't want people. You don't even want answers. You just want peace. You want your heart to stop shaking. You want to stop feeling like something is wrong with you because you can't feel anything from Allah anymore. Have you ever sat in your room, lights off, tears falling quietly, not even sure why you're crying? And all you could whisper was, Ya Allah, where are you? You've prayed, you've made dua, you've begged, but the only thing you've received is silence. And that silence feels heavier than the pain itself. You start to wonder, did I do something wrong? Is Allah upset with me? Has He stopped listening? But today, I want you to breathe. And I want you to know this. Silence from Allah is not the same as absence from Allah. He has not turned away from you. He has not stopped loving you. He has not forgotten about your tears. Sometimes, Allah is the most present in your life when everything feels empty. Because that emptiness isn't a punishment. It's an invitation. It's Allah calling you deeper. You see, not every conversation with Allah needs to be loud. Not every sign needs to be big. Not every answer needs to come with a miracle. Sometimes the most powerful guidance from Allah is completely silent, but completely precise. Look around. Really look. The things that didn't work out, the people who left, the opportunities that vanished, the doors that refused to open. You thought you were being ignored, but you were actually being protected. Allah's silence is not Him closing His ears. It's Him opening your heart. Because when He's quiet, He's preparing. When He's still, He's setting the scene. When He removes things from your life, He's making space for better. And all of that happens without a single word. Think of a mother watching her child walk for the first time. She stays quiet. She doesn't shout instructions, but her eyes are on that child the entire time. She lets the child wobble because falling is part of walking. And when the child falls, she doesn't say, "Why did you fall?" She smiles because she knows he's getting stronger. This is how Allah watches over you. Not always with loud direction, but always with gentle mercy. Just because you can't hear Him doesn't mean He's not guiding you. Just because your dua feels unanswered doesn't mean He didn't hear you. And just because your heart feels heavy doesn't mean it's broken. Sometimes it's growing quietly, softly, secretly. Have you noticed how seeds grow? They don't make a sound. They don't announce their progress. But under the soil, in the dark, unseen to the world, they break, they split, they change shape. And only when Allah wills, they rise through the soil into the light. That's your soul right now. Buried, but alive. Breaking, but healing. Changing without noise. You don't see it, but Allah does. And He's guiding every step of it. So the next time you sit in silence, the next time your heart aches in the middle of the night, the next time you wonder, why is everything so quiet? Remember this. The silence you feel is not Allah's anger. It's His softness. He's holding you, not with hands, but with His plan. He's guiding you, not with sound, but with wisdom. And He's loving you, not just for who you are, but for who He knows you're becoming. So don't give up when things feel quiet. Don't give up when your heart feels numb. Don't give up when your dua feels dry. Because this season of silence might be the season Allah rewrites your entire life. And when the time is right, you'll look back and realize that what felt like a pause was actually a divine preparation. Allah doesn't speak to destroy. He speaks to heal. And sometimes the most healing thing He can give you is a quiet space to come back to Him. So even if your ears hear nothing and your heart hears nothing, let your soul trust everything, because Allah has not left you. Even in silence, He is guiding everything. The closed door was a mercy, not a rejection. There are moments in life when you try everything and still the door doesn't open. You pray, you fast, you make dua in sujood with tears so pure, only Allah saw them, and still silence. You thought maybe this was your time, maybe this was the blessing, maybe finally Allah would say yes. But instead, the door closed, and not just softly, it slammed, firm, final. Like a part of your story was suddenly ripped out of your hands, and your heart didn't know what to do with it. Because how could something you wanted so much, something you begged Allah for, just vanish? You assumed, maybe Allah is upset with me. Maybe I'm being punished. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe that blessing wasn't written for me because something in me is flawed. But today I want you to see it differently. Not with the eyes of pain, but with the eyes of faith. You see, when Allah closes a door, He doesn't do it out of cruelty. He does it out of protection. Not every no is rejection. Sometimes it's divine mercy in disguise. What if I told you that if Allah opened that door, it would have cost you your peace, your heart, maybe even your iman? What if I told you that Allah blocked it? Because what looked like a blessing was actually a slow storm that would have broken you in ways you'd never recover from, but you couldn't see that. All you saw was loss. All you felt was silence, and silence hurts. But not all pain is harm. Some pain is surgery. Some silence is shielding. Some delays are not denials, they are divine detours. Away from what you thought you wanted and toward what your soul actually needs. Sometimes the person you wanted to marry was never meant to walk into your destiny. Sometimes the job you dreamed of would have taken you away from your deen. Sometimes that opportunity was never yours. To begin with, it was just a passing illusion to teach you trust. But you don't see that at the time, because the pain of the no drowns everything. It's heavy, it's loud, but here's the mercy. A door closing is never the end. It's a redirection. It's Allah whispering, you are about to go the wrong way. Let me guide you back. It's Him saying, I love you too much to let you settle for something beneath your worth. You thought it was rejection, but Allah was just rearranging your path. He saw things you didn't. He heard conversations behind your back. He read intentions you couldn't see. He watched hearts you were blind to. And He said, not this one, not this place, not this time. Because He knows what would have happened if that door had opened. You would have smiled for a while, then cried endlessly. You would have praised the blessing, then been buried by the burden. And so Allah, in His infinite love for you, closed it quietly, without drama, without explanation, without warning. And that silence was Him saying, trust me. You see, we often think Allah only shows love by giving us what we want. But sometimes His greatest love is in withholding, like a mother who pulls her child away from fire. The child cries, screams, throws a tantrum because he thinks she's taking something good away. But she knows, she sees the danger, and her love won't let her stay quiet. That's how Allah saves you from doors that look golden but are lined with heartbreak, from people who seem sweet but carry poison in their presence, from plans that seem perfect but would have pulled you off your purpose. You don't always get to see what He saved you from, but He does. And He never closes a door without preparing a better one behind it. The hard part, you have to walk in faith through a hallway with no signs, no sounds, and no answers. That's where tawakkul is born. Not in knowing the plan, but in trusting the one who wrote it. So, my beloved brother, my beloved sister, if a door in your life has recently closed, a dream ended, a friendship broke, a marriage proposal dissolved, a visa denied, a prayer unanswered, don't fall into despair.